can't even find jobs. Now Obama wants more spending and taxes. That won't fix things. I had so many hopes. Cutting taxes and debt and creating jobs. That's the change we need. Tell President Obama to cut the job-killing debt and support the New Majority Agenda at newmajorityagenda.org.
From Iraq and Afghanistan, our brave warriors are coming home, wounded. Some with wounds you can see, some with wounds you can't see. Wounded Warrior Project was created to support our men and women coming off the battlefield. Please help carry these warriors the rest of the way home. Get involved at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Feeling lonely this holiday season?
Looking for little human interaction? Do you want to feel contact in certain special places?
Then why not go through security at an airport?
The TSA.
TSA agents are ready and standing by to give you a little something extra to feel thankful about this holiday season.
TSA.
What are you waiting for? I want to check under your testicles.
Spending time with a TSA agent couldn't be easier. Simply book a flight departing from any American airport. When selected for a full body scanner, say no. You'll be pulled aside by a TSA agent, and that's when the fun begins. And you never know who your agent will be.
It could be me. Or me. Or even me.
But it's probably gonna be us. Take off your damn shoe.
The TSA. It's our business to touch yours.
Welcome to the Bureau of Womanhood Conformity. Independent thoughts are considered subversive because all must agree with our leader.
When it comes to women, preventive care should include coverage of contraceptive services such as birth control.
You see, if you don't believe government should pay for your birth control, you're not a real woman. Womanhood denied. If you refuse to accept that pregnancy is a punishment, you're denied as well.
I don't want them punished with a baby.
If you don't believe that abortions should be allowed for any reason, if you don't believe in aborting a child for being the wrong gender, and if you don't believe that stay-at-home mothers aren't real workers, you are not a real conformed woman.
His wife has actually never worked a day in her life. His wife has actually never worked a day in her life.
Finally, for your safety, if you oppose mandatory government health care, you will die.
They will be voting to say that women can die on the floor.
These standards and regulations were formed after our glorious victory in the war on women. Thank you for your cooperation and your conformity.
Today is a special day. Today we gather as a nation and as an international community to recognize the selfless decision of one of the most influential women of our time. She's been recognized by religious figures and politicians around the world. To us, she's just Rachel. But to the rest of the world, she is the woman who, after having one too many drinks, chose not to drive home buzzed. Here today to honor Rachel is the family whose lives she spared.
Save a life. Don't drive buzzed. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I was in chronic pain, and my family struggling to make ends meet, food and gas prices going up, even keeping my job was iffy. Then I learned about a new miracle drug made in Washington, D.C. Spenditol. Spenditol is Washington's answer to all the painful problems Americans face. How to borrow $800 billion for a stimulus that didn't create jobs or fix the economy? Spenditol.
Spenditol is not for everyone. Side effects may include a mountain of government debt piled on our kids, a sudden loss of freedoms, higher prices for everything, leaving our kids a lesser America than we had. Ask your doctor or congressman if your conscience is strong enough for Spenditol.
And it's so popular in Washington, we have to import trillions more of it from China. Spenditol makes you feel better now and pushes off the really bad stuff till later, for them to deal with.
Call the White House and Congress. Tell them, stop spending it all.
You're listening to The Rod Eccles Show.
And we are back. Hey, you know, I got another issue here. I thought I put this to rest before, but it seems that I really need to address it one more time, once and for all. And that's the issue of gay marriage. Excuse me. Now, let me be clear. I do not believe in government-sanctioned gay marriage. I do not believe in government-sanctioned any marriage. Why is that? Simply because marriage is a religious and civil ceremony. Now, with that said, it means that, as history has shown us, that one man, one woman is true marriage. Unless you lived in the Middle East and you have polygamy, then it's still man and woman. That is marriage. That is what marriage will always be. There is a reason for that. Now, it doesn't mean that two people of the same sex should be barred or banned, especially in this country, from being able to live together. And as far as all this, well, I have a right to, have what my husband has, or if you're a woman, what my wife has. Well, yeah, you still have the opportunity to have that, because when we look at it at its basic root for a government, for government purposes, what is marriage? It's a contract. But let me tell you something. It's easier to break a marriage contract than it is any other kind of contract. If you want your partner to have your assets and everything else, it's called a will and testament, a living trust, powers of attorney, and other contractual documents. That's all. You don't even have to be married to have all of that stuff. Do you realize that? I mean, it's probably even better. It would be even better if you went ahead and did it the other way instead of marriage, because it one is a stronger agreement. Two, you don't even have to, be in the same house. I mean, it's so, I don't want to make it. Look, I have said this time and time again. I don't care. Within the decency of human beings, I don't care what you do in your bedroom. I don't care what you do behind closed doors, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody or anything else. And if two men or two women want to go at it sexually in their own bedroom, fine. I don't know where people honestly seem to think that I'm anti-gay, because I just don't. Look, there are a lot of gay people who don't like the idea of gay. They don't believe in the idea of gay marriage. They don't. Hell, there are a lot of straight people who don't believe in the idea of straight marriage. So who cares? So, all you got to do is look at Hollywood for that one. George Clooney. I guess Brad Pitt's now. Is he going to marry Angelina Jolie? I think there was something about that, them getting engaged. Or I don't know. George Clooney. I mean, he's a big anti-marriage kind of guy. Keanu Reeves. Does he even have a girlfriend now? Nobody knows what Keanu Reeves does. You know, he's such an enigma. But he's not into marriage or kids or anything like that, from what I could tell. But are we going to get on their case for it? No. You know, they have a right to live their life the way they see fit. And it's not hurting it. And there are social norms that we do have to accept. Like, we just can't have pedophilia. I mean, that's just harmful to kids. This is why you got to have boundaries in society. And a society has a right to set its boundaries. You got to have them. You can't be a 40-year-old man and think you have a right to have sex with a 14-year-old boy or girl. That's just gross. That's sick. What's wrong with people? I don't even know who even thinks that should be even legal. And believe it or not, there are people that aren't pedophiles and don't practice pedophilia who do think it should be legal. That's sad. But I digress. So, and no, so-called gay rights are not the same as civil rights. You can't hide being a black man or a black woman, but people don't have to know that you're gay. And you can't stop being a black man or a black woman, but you can stop being gay, or at least stop the actual homosexual act. You can be a gay celibate. I mean, there's straight celibates, so why can't there be a gay celibate? I mean, I suppose if you don't have sex, you're neither straight nor gay. What's the term? Asexual? No sexual? You don't have sex, so if you're straight or gay, it's due to the fact, not necessarily because you're attracted to the same sex, but because you have sex with the same or opposite sex or something like that. But so if you're not attracted, or if you don't have sex, what do you call it? I think it's called asexual. So if you think you're gay, but you don't, this is what some people say. Well, I'm torn. I don't know what to do because I'm gay. Well, just stop having sex. There are people that do it. Look, that's all I can say about that. It's just stop having sex. Plain and simple. Bill Clinton denounces high-capacity weapons. And he's doing this at the Consumer Electronics show. CES. Let me tell you, we need to get these high-capacity gun nuts. This is nuts, man. This is nuts. Who needs a clip that has 12 rounds or 15 rounds or 20 rounds or 30 rounds or 100 rounds? I don't know. I guess it depends on what the person or my enemy has. Really, if I've got a 6-shooter and he's got a 30-round clip, I'm going to wish I had a 30-round clip. Or if I've got a 6-shooter, look what happened. I know some people are going to say that's a bad example, Rod. Well, remember the L.A. robbery where the two guys were in full encased body armor, and the cops were shooting, and the bullets were basically just bouncing off. In fact, they only got lucky because the cops shot them so many times that some of the bullets actually got in under the seams and creases in the weak spots of the armor. That's what finally brought them down. Simply put, what did the cops wish they had at that particular? They wish they had a full suit of body armor like that. Be like Iron Man versus Iron Man. They were outgunned and outprotected.